What's up YouTube, this is Chris, back with another video. In today's video we're going to be doing a review of the Daiwa BG. So let's not waste any time and let's jump right into it. Alright, so here we are. We got the Daiwa BG all laid out. I got a 3500 series reel that I actually bought about 2.5 months ago. Now I wanted to buy this reel because first of all I needed a new spinning reel. Second of all, I wanted a new type of reel, so I've always fished Shimano and Penn primarily, and I've never had a Daiwa product before. So this is my first Daiwa product, and I wanted to get it, the BG specifically, because I heard nothing but good things about it, especially from the remake, because this is a remake of the Black and Gold series that they had, and that reel was around for 30 plus years in saltwater, and it stood the test of time, so that's a testament to Daiwa. So I wanted to get the BG, try it out myself, and give you guys my honest opinion about it. So let's get into some facts about the BG. Okay, so let's take a close look at the BG. First of all, we're going to take a look at the appearance, and I gotta say that it's one of my favorite looking reels. It really has a polished look to it. Now when I first saw the BG, I wasn't a huge fan of the look of it, or the more time I've had to play with it and have it in my hands, it really is a sexy looking reel. Just the way the spool is, it's all CNC machined, so it's the minute details are absolutely phenomenal. You also have the details on the drag cap there, which are impeccable, and it's just a really overall good looking reel. So Daiwa really impressed me just with the way the reel looks. In that $100 price point, you're not going to get a better looking reel. Alright, so let's jump into all the eternals of the BG and all the facts and all the good stuff that you fishermen want to hear, because I know you want these stats about the reel or facts about the reel, so you know what you're getting out of the BG. So in this 3500 series reel, you got a 5:7 to 1 gear ratio, which isn't really that bad at all. I've been very impressed with it, and it's a little slower for my liking, but I've been nonetheless impressed with it. The reel itself weighs 14.1 ounces. That's quite a bit when it comes to a spinning reel or a 3500 series reel. I wouldn't say it's super heavy, but it's not the lightest of reels, so when you're using artificial, it's hit or miss. I mean, throughout the day, you're going to get tired using this reel, I've noticed, especially when you're hitting the 8 to 10 hour mark. You're really going to get worn down. But for live bait fishing, it's absolutely perfect. You're also getting 17.6 pounds of drag, and that's the phenomenal thing about this BG is the drag it puts out for a 3500 series reel. Now, I know the competitor in a 4000 series reel, you're only getting 15 pounds of drag for its closest competitor, the Penn Battle 2. So it puts it to shame when it comes to the drag system. And that's why you buy these BGs. The amount of time and effort that goes into these drag system that Daiwa puts into them is remarkable, because they really last and they're really smooth. So I've been absolutely nothing but impressed. You're also getting 7 bearings in this reel. You got 6 ball bearings and 1 roller bearing, and I've been nothing but impressed with those too. Just flawless and unbelievable. I've only had it for 2.5 months, but I've had no issues thus far, and it's just been absolutely smooth. Another great thing about the BG is the line capacity. Everybody raves about how much line you can put on these things. Now, this is one knock that I've had on the reel, is I spooled exactly the amount of 30-pound braid on here that they recommend. So they recommend 230 yards of 30-pound braid can go on this reel. And I spooled it up with about 220 yards of spider wire. And I think that it overfilled the reel just a little bit. So those numbers might be rounded up, but nonetheless, it still holds a lot of line compared to the competitors. It's a really deep spool, so if you're looking for a reel that can hold a lot of line, this is it right here. Alright, so let's get on to the honest review of the Daiwa BG. Here I got it laid out with the box, the original box that it came in. So let's start off with things that I dislike about the reel, because I like the bad stuff first and the good stuff later, because it just makes me feel a lot better. So the first thing that I dislike about the BG is the bail. Now a lot of people say the bail, is that really a huge issue? Well, yeah, you're gonna use the bail every single cast, so the bail is a huge issue. Now, is it a huge issue with the BG? Not necessarily. The only downside to the bail that I see is just the thickness of it. It's a really light bail, and it doesn't have a real good click over. The spring in it isn't exactly the best. So Daiwa, if you're listening, just put a better spring in this and you honestly have the perfect little reel. So when I fold it back, it just doesn't go as far as most reels. It doesn't leave a huge gap there, and it also doesn't give you that really good click. I mean, it sounds okay right now, but on the water, it's just not that pleasing. When you click this bail over, I like a loud click, just like Penn. Penn has a really good bail system. Their spring really clicks it over and you get a really good snap out of it. I mean, overall, if I had to rate it out of a 10, I would say the bail itself is like a 7 out of 10. It's really held up good, but it's just a light bail system. All right, so another knock that I might have on the BG is the reeling knob here. The knob that you're gonna crank all your fish in with. Now, for deep dropping and things of that nature, it's a great knob. It gives you really good grip and you can really reel down on those fish. But when you're using artificial, that big knob just gets annoying. I would like the little felt ball or something like that when I'm using the artificials. But when I'm cranking something off the bottom, that's the type of knob that I'm gonna use. Now I know you can't please everybody, especially when you're buying from a 1500 series reel all the way to a 10,000 series reel. So you can't really, I mean, I would prefer them to change the knob as the reel got a little bit bigger, but other than that, I mean, it's still a decent knob. Now the last knock that I have on the BG, and then we're gonna get into the good stuff, is the weight of it. It's a little bit on the heavier side, especially when you're using artificial. It's not the lightest thing to be lugging around all day and having in your hands all day. I ended up getting tired, or I get tired around 7 to 10 hours of fishing when I'm using artificial. It just gets really exhausting jerking this little reel around. Now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, Chris, why would I want to buy a spinning reel that you just knock? Hold your horses, guys. This is a badass little reel. Let's get into the good things and the things that I like about the BG. So the number one thing that I like about the Daiwa BG is the fishability of it. Now I know that's a broad word. I'm coming up with my own little word when it comes to this reel, is the fishability of it. And when I mean fishability, or when I say fishability, I mean it does a lot of things really, really well. So I may have had my knocks on it, my 3 little knocks, but other than that, it is a badass little reel. The fishability is unbelievable because you can go from fishing a Carolina rig or a knocker rig on the bottom to using a Little John in the flats, just bouncing it around. Now I said that the artificial, you know, it's not the best artificial reel, but that's just because of the weight. That doesn't mean it doesn't do it. It does it really well. So if you need a reel that is gonna do a lot of things well, then this is the reel right here, because it covers all spectrums, especially when you get the 1500 series all the way up to the 10,000. You can fish for any type of species with this spinning reel, and it's really unbelievable. The next thing that I love about this reel is the drag system. Daiwa puts a lot of thought into that drag system, and that's why you buy the BG, because you get that extra 2 pounds of drag in a 3500 series reel, and you can horse some fish. So if you're fishing for those redfish under some cover or some snook under some docks, you're going to be able to really lock that drag system down and get those fish out of cover, no problem with the BG. And I've had no problems with it, no slippage. So it's just been a really remarkable drag system. All right, so another thing that I love about the BG is it comes braid ready. That's a really minute thing that Daiwa looked at. When you're looking at a $100 reel, you're not gonna get all those little specificities that you're gonna get in the higher end reels, all the little minute details, and that's one of them, because I don't know how many times I've lined up my reel and gone, shoot, I forgot to put backing on because it doesn't come braid ready. And for a $100 reel that comes braid ready, that's a testament to Daiwa. Thank you. So I don't have to buy any more backing or any more little line to put on my spinning reel. The next thing that I love about the BG is, guys, it's $100. This is a Class A reel for $100. It's in the price point from $80 to $130, and that is remarkable when you're looking at a reel with this amount of detail to it. You got a CNC machine spool. You got an all aluminum body. They even put a rubber piece down here that you can replace when it gets beat up. So how many times do you have to buy a whole new reel just because it's absolutely beat up from getting laid on the ground. This rubber piece can be replaced at any time. So if I had to take a bet, they were thinking about guides when they put this little rubber piece in, because I don't know how many times I've gone on a guided trip and you look at the bottom of their reel and they're all scuffed up from clients using them. Well, that's not going to be a problem with the BG, because you can replace that at any time you want. All right, so I'm not going to keep you guys here too long, because I know you're coming to a review to find out an honest opinion about the reel and really whether or not you should buy it or not. So the final thing that I'm going to say about the Daiwa BG, the final thing that I like, is its reputation. Now, this specific BG has only been out for about 2.5 years, but the previous series, the black and gold series that Daiwa made, this is the remake of that exact reel. And that black and gold series was around for 30+ years in the saltwater industry, which is absolutely a testament to Daiwa, and just prove that they knew what they were doing when they made these reels. And now I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, man, should I buy the Daiwa BG or what? You haven't answered my question, my primary question, why I was looking up reviews of the Daiwa BG. My answer is yes, you should buy the Daiwa BG. If you're actually looking at a BG right now and you're looking up this review of trying to decide which reel you want and the Daiwa BG is on the list, get the BG. I've been nothing but impressed with the reel, and Daiwa's earned my business, and I will be purchasing another Daiwa product. So Daiwa, shout outs to you. But yeah, you should buy the Daiwa BG. And if you're looking at a bunch of other reels, trust me, I did the same thing in that $100 price point range. If you're looking to spend $100 on a spinning reel, then yes, you should definitely purchase the Daiwa BG. What are you doing? You made it all the way to the end of this video. You haven't left a comment or a like yet? Hey, if you guys did make it to the end of this video, make sure you guys support the channel, give it a thumbs up, comment down below if you have any questions, or if you just think the BG is a badass reel, or if you're gonna buy one. And hey, subscribe to the page for more. All right, peace guys. Man, it's hot out here. The things I do to film a video.